right.
I think... There we go. I think everything is good. Sorry if that was a loud burst of sound. But yeah, I think everything is good now. Welcome. I am Devin with Dads and Dice, and I am here to play some solo ARES Expedition. Terraforming Mars ARES Expedition. Terraforming Mars, one of my all-time favorite games. And I got this ARES Expedition actually whenever Paul and I got our board game haul. This just happened to be one of the games that came. And since I've got it, I really do enjoy it. For me personally, hasn't quite surpassed Terraforming Mars. Hey, what's up, Alex? Thank you for joining. But yeah, this hasn't quite surpassed Terraforming Mars for me, but I still really enjoy this version to play a faster, quicker, more condensed game, right? You can't quite do the engine building that you can in Terraforming Mars, but this one really cuts out a lot of that fat, and I really enjoy that. So today, I'm actually just playing the base game. I'm doing this because I just recently got the expansion, which was Foundation, Crisis, and whatever the third one was that came in part of it. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it was like the 3 expansions in one. And so I really do want to stream that, and beforehand I was like, well, you know what, I'll do just the base Terraforming Mars, or the base ARES Expedition. So anyway, I've got everything set up. I'm gonna just switch over the camera here. There we go. And yeah, so if you have not ever seen ARES Expedition, this is basically it. So if you're familiar with Terraforming Mars, a lot of this will look alike. But it's different in that we will be playing through various phases of the game. So where Terraforming Mars, you had a couple actions you did each, we'll call it turn, and then you basically did as many actions as you could do for the entire round, move, produce, and whatnot. This one, every single turn, or round, I should say, will do a set amount of actions. So it could be playing cards, it could be doing specific actions that have to do with terraforming Mars itself. It could be producing, it could be drawing cards. We'll kind of run through. We'll run through each of them. So let me get all that set up. I have already dealt out I haven't looked yet, but I've dealt out my first starting hand, and I am doing a couple things, variants, I guess you could call them. One, I'm playing with this board here because I like the way that it looks. It's a whole lot larger than this is the base board that comes with, and there's nothing wrong with this board, but the whole victory point track is around here, kind of small. And everything is just a whole lot smaller. I like this. The cubes or the spaces for the parameters are a whole lot bigger. The other thing I'm doing, included in the expansion, that I'm kind of taking, and I believe it was actually a fan-made kind of house rule that they adopted as official, and not much big change, but you used to place all of the tiles out on the board, and then you would go and you would flip one every time you built an ocean, and honestly it was a bit fiddly. So they now has an optional rule in setup. You can start with the oceans on the side of the board, and then just every time you build one, you'll place it face up and get your reward. So I'm doing that. Other than that, those are the only little differences. And then part of using this board here, this is actually your victory point track, but for the first 25 victory points, you can use this little side track here. Now, if you've ever done the solo in Terraforming Mars or in ARES Expedition, you'll know that it's going to be played over 25 rounds. It plays pretty quick. The red players here's cube will mark that. I'm actually going to go the first 5 and then move up here, and the game will end once it reaches here. And it doesn't have 0 through 4 because typically you just start your terraforming rating there. And that's why. Let me think what else. So also part of the solo, it has a deck of its own phase cards. Every round it will play a random phase and so on. Once it has done all 5, or we have played 5 rounds, we'll then shuffle its deck, and I'm going to play on, I think it's the normal difficulty. They have kind of 3 difficulties. The first level is when you shuffle the AI deck, you move either the oxygen or the heat 2. The middle normal difficulty, you move it 1, and then the top hardest difficulty, you don't get that help moving it at all. I actually find this game rather challenging on the normal difficulty alone. The easier first difficulty I can almost for sure beat with it giving me, I think it's a total of 8 bumps up the track. This time I'll only have 4, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, so I'm going to lay out, let me see, make sure everything can be seen. Let me move that. So I'm going to lay out my starting cards here, and then I'm going to play with, I think they call it the advanced variant, but essentially if you're familiar with Terraforming Mars, or even this game, unlike Terraforming Mars where you buy your cards at the start and between rounds and whatnot, you don't do that here. You just straight up get 8 cards, but they have let you do a mulligan of discarding any amount of the first starting 8 and then redrawing. So let me look at my 2 corporations. So I have Inventrix. At the start of the game, draw 3 cards. You start with 33 mega credits. Okay, so that's not bad. Cards can at any point in time be discarded for 3 mega credits for paying for things, or just to get 3 mega credits, however. So that's really equivalent to one you start with. A little bit more flexibility of you'll have 11 cards. Less money, but those extra 3 cards are essentially another 9 mega credits. So that's cool. Its effect: when playing a card with a requirement, you may consider the oxygen or temperature 1 color higher or lower. This cannot be modified further by their effects. So that's pretty good. Kind of holds strong with the Inventrix in Terraforming Mars, where it's honestly a bit weaker here because everything works by these colored bands. It'll be like oxygen has to be in the yellow, or heat has to be in the red. It's a lot more flexible, so that's pretty good. This one, Dev Text. At the start of the game, reveal the top 5 cards of the deck. Place a green card that was revealed this way into your hand. Discard the rest. Start with 40. Effects: when you play a green card, you pay 2 less. So I am going to be wanting to play a decent amount of green cards, at least for the first, I don't know, 10 to 15 rounds of the game. So I think I'm going to go with Dev Text. Let's look at my cards here. I don't have a lot of good green cards to start with. And your green cards are pretty much all of your production cards. Your blue cards are going to be actions that you can do, or a bonus effects to certain things like this, right? Red are still events. So let's think about things I want to keep. This Ironworks is pretty good. So in the solo, because you're kind of racing against time, any ways to beef up parameters is always good, and this going 4 heat to oxygen is really good, considering that oxygen mega credits wise is the most expensive. So I'm almost certainly keeping Ironworks. I like interns as well. When you draw during the research phase, you draw an additional 2 cards. I really typically like the ones that let you gain more cards, but I think I'm going to keep interns as well. Spend 2 heat to draw a card, so if I'm already going to be spending heat here, probably not going to use it here, so that's going to certainly be discarded. Requires yellow temperature warmer, and I'm very far from that, and unlike Terraforming Mars, there's almost never a reason to hold on to a card for a while, especially in the solo. So I'm not going to do that. Also, this releasing of inert gas, raise your terraforming 2 steps. Really, you're saying that you're going to pay 16 mega credits for, in this version of the game, a 2 income bump. Not worth it. Volcanic pools is expensive. Depending on the green cards that I get, could pay off, so I'm going to hold on to it. It's not the worst. Now, satellites. I mean, base, it is not giving me much. I'm going to hold on to this one as well. Discarding. Satellites is great kind of later in the game, but right now I'd be paying a lot for very little. So we're going to discard that. I'm going to discard 4 of them here. Just draw 4 more. And what I'm wanting to see is green cards, mostly that don't have requirements. Okay, so requires a couple ocean tags. This one's probably going to end up turning into victory point. Gaining cards are just not typically worth it in the solo. You're now gaining heat is, but this requires red temperature warmer, so I don't know if I'll necessarily hang on to there. Requires red oxygen or lower. But that's just gaining victory points, so that'll almost certainly get passed. Here, you may play a green card from your hand that has a printed cost of 9 or less without paying its cost during this production phase. So that's pretty good. So this toll station is really good. So that'll almost certainly be my first play. And I'm going to see where's the best place to put my hand cards. Maybe something like... the ones I'm almost certainly going to keep and play at some time, like that, and ones that most likely going to be discarded, kind of down here. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, now I'm ready to start. I'm not playing with Inventrix, playing DevTech, so I'm going to get 40 mega credits. And then at the start of the game, I reveal the top 5 cards. Place a green card that was revealed this way in your hand. Discard the rest. So, 2. Okay, so these discarded. Okay. So, trading post, gaining 2 mega credits. Always good. This... also not bad. When you play a building or a science, you pay less. And it's interesting how these work because you'll never lose them. So it's not a resource that you gain. So I'm going to set my starting corporation right about here. I was really hoping to get one that was like 8 or 9 cost, because that toll station I could play a 8 or 9 cost for free. Now I do have a 6 cost, so it's not bad. I'm leaning toward the surface mine. Yeah, we're gonna try it. Do have a couple things I want to play that'll benefit from it. So yeah, we're going to do that. Discard the trading post. We'll go for it. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to take the surface mine into hand. And really, I'm just ready for round 1. So how it works, I will choose... let me make sure I shuffled this up. I think I did. Not that I remember when I revealed them all. Anyway. I will choose one of the phases that I want to play, and then the AI will do a random one. I'm really hoping not to match, so that I can do 2 phases. And I can never, and then at the start of each round, I will pick another one. I can never do the same one twice in a row. I almost certainly want to start with development. Yeah, I definitely want to start with development. I do need a way of gaining some heat to make use of some of this. So I'm going to start there, and I'll just keep mine here. I'm going to try and use these. Most likely I'll forget. It's also the same thing with the rounds. I'm really bad about moving it each round. I typically just move it in increments 5. Every time I shuffle, I move it. All right. He is going to do construction. So if you're the one that chooses the phase, you get to do a bonus. So in this case, the bonus is, there we go. Each player plays a green project card, and then if you're the one that chose this phase, you pay 3 less. And on top of that, my thing lets me pay 2 less, so I'm paying 5 less total, which is good. I could start with the strip mine. But I'm not going to start with strip mine. I'm going to actually start with... Yeah, I take that back. I am going to start with the strip mine. Or the surface mine, excuse me. We're going to hope it does not do production next turn. I'm going to set my stuff here. So I pay 5 less, so I'm paying 8. Getting 2 back there. And then I get 1 steel, and whoops, didn't start with titanium, but there we go. Did that. Oh, see, I'm gonna most certainly forget to do these. Construction, we can build a blue or a red card. I want to go ahead and just pay the 3 to get out the interns. Let's do this. Get 7 back. The interns are what are going to allow me to see more cards whenever we do the research phase. A lot of times I don't build up my research phase too much, but I'm definitely doing it at least 5 times because of the AI, so I might as well see some more cards. And Alex, thanks for popping in. How are you? Have you gotten results on your LSAT? Okay, so I did both phases. Let me make sure that's seen. And we'll flip these back. And then I think I am going to choose... I'm going to choose the construction phase. Mostly because I want to guarantee that I don't double up. They're going to choose the production phase. So, a bit of a bummer for me that I did not, as I said, I hope they were not going to hit that because I chose not to do kind of this double production thing. But it's all right, we'll make use. So we're doing these 2 phases. First up is construction. And I'm going to construct the volcanic pools here. And I'll put those like that. And that is going to cost me 3 less, so it is going to cost me 14. Okay, and that is just an action that I'll be able to take. I will be able to spend 12 mega credits to flip a water tile. Every energy that I have will make that 1 less. Currently don't have any energy, but that's the way it is. Okay, next up we produce. So producing, very simple. You just kind of go through and you produce each of your things. So mega credits, you do your production plus where your terraforming is. And so you start at a 5, so I'm at least getting 5. Nothing else I have. This is cards, letting you draw cards during production, heat, plants, and then these two do not produce. They're just always available. So that's it for that. We have done those now. So now it's a risk. I want to probably do development, because I definitely want to do development before I choose to produce. However, it could also choose development, but I think it's ultimately my best play. So I'm going to choose development and hope it doesn't also. It does. That is always worst outcome when playing the AI, because now we're only doing one phase. So I'm going to play a green card, and we are going to play the toll station. So again, I chose this phase, so I pay 3 less plus 2 less here, so it's going to cost me 11. Oops. There we go, and I increase my production by 3. So not bad, relatively quick payoff, and then I get to play a green card from my hand that has a printing cost 9 or less without paying its cost. I'm going to do that with this right here. So it costs 6. Won't cost me anything. Not the best, because Mars, red planet, kitchen backlighting, also red. If this wasn't intentional, I need y'all to plan it with the playthrough from this point forward. It was intentional. Legacy of You videos, I was doing kind of the aqua bluish green. And yeah, so this one, it is the nice thing with having the control of all the lighting. So yeah, definitely plan. Nice eye there, Shelby. Okay, so I gain 1 plant production. And that is it for that round. Next, I am going to choose to produce, because it is a safe bet. Yeah, I'm going to choose to produce. They will do research, and I have those opposite each other. There we go. So research is a way that you will gain more cards to your hand. So I'll get into that in a second. First, I'm going to produce. So I'm still at 5 here. I have 3 here, so I'm getting 8. No cards, no heat, and 1 plant. Okay. And I'm sorry, I chose the production, so I get a bonus for mega credits. So let me go ahead and get that. And then research. All players draw 2 cards and keep 1. If I had done the bonus, you draw an additional 3 cards and keep an additional. Didn't do that. Now, however, here, when we are doing phase 5, I draw an additional 2 cards. So I'm going to draw 4 cards in which I keep 1. Okay, so I can already tell the exact one I want. Let me double check. This one requires 5 science tags, so it's not going to be that one. Livestock is just bonus points. It's not going to be that one. So there's IO Mining, which is in itself decently good card. If I was playing a competitive game, I'd almost certainly take this to my hand and not the other one, because it gives you some mega credits production. It gives you some titanium. Titanium is just so strong in this game. However, drawing this smelting here, where when I play it, I'm going to draw 2 cards. That's a great benefit in itself, because it's like 6 mega credits back if you just discard the cards. It's going to give me 5 heat, and I definitely want heat, because heat is going to, well, 1, it helps obviously the heat metric, but in my case, I have the card where 4 heat is a oxygen. So it's going to be a way I can really push up the oxygen. It also has an energy tag, which is going to help reduce the cost of this. So hands down, smelting is coming to my hand. And that is that. Now, I'm almost thinking I'm going straight into playing smelting. Let me make sure I can. I will be paying significantly less. If I choose the development, I'll be paying 3 less. My bonus, that makes it 5 less. I have a steal, so that'll be 7 less. It's going to cost me 21. Wow, if that wasn't fate right there, I don't know what is. Now, downside, I'm about to go into the action phase for sure. And I really won't have enough money to do an action. I think that's okay. I think ultimately it's going to be worth it to get the smelting out. Yeah, we're going to do it. We want to get the smelting out, so I'm going to choose development. We know it is choosing action here. Also, thank you for joining, Shelby. I appreciate it as always. Okay, so development. Again, because I played the card, it costs 3 less. My dev tech makes it cost 2 less. We're at 5 less. I have a steal. We're at 7 less. So this is going to cost me 21, which is exactly what I have. Can't think of a more perfect way to do it. So yeah, that is it. I get to draw 2 cards. I forgot about that part of it. So we are doing acquiring company. So this will, during production, I draw a card. Almost certainly a good thing. Cards better options, as well as 3 mega credits if it's a worst case. And then imported GHG, you immediately gain 5 heat, and then you gain a heat production. Both these cards are great, especially given that we're early in the game where we kind of want to be generating our engine. As I said, the first 10 to 15 rounds are building your engine, and then really it's just kind of running the engine, letting it go. Sorry, we did that. We're now into action. And I would have to discard 5 cards just to be able to do the heat. Or, excuse me, I could discard 4 cards to flip an ocean tile. I have 3 cards I could for sure get rid of, and almost always it's not worth hanging on to cards in this. But the thing is, those cards I just drew are pretty good. Like, I would be okay getting rid of these 3. I have to keep this. I would like to keep this. No, you know what? I'm going to hold strong, hold on to my cards. It's really only giving me, flipping a tile, you gain a couple of mega credit, plants, whatnot, possibly draw a card. Yeah, I'm worth not doing it now. So that is it. That is the first 5 rounds. So again, I'd move this 5 times. I'm not going to set it here. Essentially, when this cube gets to 25, the game is over. So I have another 20 rounds. I'm going to shuffle the AI's deck up. Not even really AI, just the hand, the timer. Okay, I'm almost certainly going to want to, I didn't move my heat production there. I'm almost certainly want to produce because I don't have anything. Actually, in my head, cannot think of what I want it to do. Possibly develop. Possibly. I don't want it to do production. That would be a very big blow for me right now. It's almost always bad to match it, but if you match production, it's for sure the worst. Oh, research. That's probably the best one to get. Okay, so production and research. So let's do the production first. I'm going to gain an additional 4 mega credits, so I'm getting a total of 12. I'm now getting 5 heat, 1 plant. And honestly, plants are not all that big. I mean, over time, probably use 1, maybe 2 plants. But because I'm going to play this, it honestly should be okay. Did all my production there. Moving on to research, I get to draw an additional 4 cards and keep 1. Venture contest, draw 3 cards, keep 1. Add 2 resources called resources. Don't have any of that. Ooh. Gain a forest, raise the oxygen, and it gives me another. So it's not these two. So these are kind of the two I'm looking at here. This one's good because it cost me so little. It would cost me 3 less, plus 2 less, 5 less. Actually, they're both there. They're both costing me 5 less. And if I do it in the phase... If I do it... What a tough decision. During the production phase, this produces 2 heat. I'm honestly leaning toward this one. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna do that one, right? Because it's gonna make my oceans cost cheaper, or at least as I do oceans this way. Maybe not all, but a lot of. It's also gonna gain me a terraforming step. I'm gonna choose that one, and it actually might be just the next card that I play. Okay, so again, I gamble for development. It's 25% chance that it really backfires, but I think I'd go for it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna develop. Like the safe bet is doing research and just getting a couple more cards. I would get 2 cards out of it. I'm going to develop. Oh, it hit again. That was terrible. Okay, well, it is what it is. So, we are going to... I think I'm going to go ahead and develop the biothermal power. Right? And all of them do... good production. Yeah, we're going to do this one. So it's costing me 3 less, plus 3 less, that's 6 less, plus 2 less, that's 8 less, so it cost me 10. And I gain another heat production. And then I will gain a forest victory point tile. Not all that important. I guess I'll just set it on my pier. And I increase the oxygen 1 step, get a terraforming bone. Okay, that was all of my development. Unfortunately, that's the only stage I'm doing. Now, I am going to play it safe, and I am going to research, because I really don't want to hit production when it hits production. Although I want to produce right now. It's very crippling if that does that to me twice in a row. So I am going to do research. I would really love it to be production. It's not. So I really do actually want to get this ironworks out, which costs 10. And I have... Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to discard 1, 2, because I am far from the yellow heat. It requires red. I'm still far from it. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Flip an ocean towel. Yeah. We'll hope to get other heat cards. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to discard 3. That is 9, 10. To pay the cost of the ironworks. And that way, if it does actions next turn, which is 50-50, I have that out. Plus, I don't really want to do the construction card myself. So, that I am perfectly okay with. However, it now puts me in a spot where I really also want to produce. Okay. I'm going to gamble and produce and hope that it is the... Maybe I don't gamble. Maybe I develop... I'm not going to get both these cards, but... Yeah, I'm going to develop. I just don't want to lose the gamble here. So, I am going to develop. It is going to produce. Yes, okay. That works out well. So, I'm going to pay 3 less, plus 2 less, so 5 less, so 3 for this one, or 6 for this one, and it would go down to 4 because of this, which would be just enough, so I could, and then gaining the heat. So, I pay 5 less, so I would discard this for 3. Yeah, and I gain another heat production, and I gain 5 heat automatically, which is pretty good. Okay, now we did the development. Now we go into producing. I am going to produce, what is that, 9. 7, 6, 7, 1. Yeah, that is that. Last thing it's going to do is action. I am going to produce following that action. I have no cards. Which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, it's going to do action. I'm doing production. So, actions first. The first action I want to do is spend 4 heat to gain 1 oxygen. And then I also want to do this here, but I have no cards. Oh, no, perfect. I actually couldn't have done it much better. It costs 12 for an ocean tile, minus 1 for each energy, so 10, which is exactly what I have. I'll just place that one there, which lets me draw a card. That's pretty good. Okay, so I've done both those actions. Now I can just do the standard actions, and I might as well spend 8 heat to bump up the heat. Oh, and I'm sorry. I said I was playing on the normal difficulty. When the AI shuffled, I should have bumped up a metric. And I think oxygen is the more expensive one, hands down. But am I going to ultimately get enough oxygen throughout the game? Within the final, we'll call it 10 rounds, I should do actions 5 times. I am going to bump up the oxygen. And that was with from shuffling the first time. Okay, now my standard actions. I did all that I can do. Yeah. And did I move them out? I should have. Let me think. I did 1 oxygen when I played the card. I just did an oxygen. it moved that way, so that was 2. I did the heat from that, and then I did the ocean tile from this, so I actually should be here. Okay, on to production. I have 3, that's at 9, so, and I'm the one that chose, so 7, 16. No cards. I get 7 heat. And 1 more plant. I'm slowly getting those plants. Okay, that's it. That was another 5 rounds there. I'll shuffle up this deck of cards, and then now I do need to think about the parameter I want to do. I just know typically in solo you have to buy parameters at the end, right? There's just kind of no way around that. This next round of 5 is kind of the end of my building, and then it's just going to be having to run the engine that I've got and hope for the best. Let me think. I'm going to do 1 more oxygen from the shuffle. And then if I need to do heat, I can. But I see being able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably 6 or 7 times using this ability. And then maybe once or twice with plants. And that's probably all I'm going to get. So I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay, I left off producing, so now I need to choose. So my thought process. I'm low on cards, so I could always research to get more cards, because at the moment, when it does the action, or the whatever the red and blue cards are called, not action, but construction, I have none. And I could get an ability that helps me. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to choose research. It's tough because, honestly, I could just go straight into actions and do more actions. We'll do this first. Go from here. So I'm going to do that. It is going to develop. Okay, so not bad. So we're developing, and then we're researching. I am going to go ahead and develop this. It will cost me 4 less, so it'll cost me 11. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up 2. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's good. And then we are going to draw 7 cards and keep 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is just victory points. We're not keeping that. Requires purple. Gains a plant production. That's maybe. During the production, produce heat. We know we're liking producing heat, so that's also a maybe, but more maybe. I also need to think about a blue or red card, so let's look at this last green card. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. 3 more heat production. This is kind of the end of me building my engine, so, and it is, so I think that's it. I think that is going to be the green card that I stick with. He's already developed, so maybe we produce and do that. Aquafire pumping. So, another cheap way of doing ocean tiles, and it's reduced, so it'd be 8 per tile this way. Pay 2 mega credits to draw a card. That one's not going to be worth it because you got to pay 13 for this anyway, and then really you're just kind of gaining 1 mega credit from that cycle. This is just a victory point. You draw a card, it cycles itself. So almost certainly this is the blue card we take. Now, it might slightly change to, is it worth it to... Is it worth it to get this, which would then make these oceans only cost 6. Only 1 heat production. Or do I get 3 heat production? These oceans would cost 9. These would cost 8. And if I played this first, this would be even cheaper. I think I'm going to keep this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one. It's expensive, though. That's the other thing to rule out. The difference in cost of 8. How many times total am I probably producing left? 5. It would gain me, we'll call it another heat. What? I'm gonna change my mind. We'll do these. We'll throw this away. Okay. Yeah, because now I can safely develop. I like that. I'll just throw it away too. Yeah, so that's it. Did my research. Now I can safely develop because I can afford this because I will be paying significantly less. I have to do the math every time. 7 less. So yeah. Let's develop. There. Let's see what it's going to do. Let's pray it produces because that would be awesome. Actions. Less awesome, but we'll make it work. So I'm going to play this. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 discounts, so it costs 2. 2, 3. Yeah, that's all of development. Sorry, I was thinking we're now doing actions. So first action I definitely want to do is my 4 heat for a oxygen, and then we can't afford this, which is a bummer. Let's go ahead and spend the 8 heat to get a bump here. And unfortunately, that is the only actions I can do. I was really kind of hoping actions would be the last thing this round, but is what it is. I'm in a spot now I have to produce and just hope I win the 66% chance that it doesn't also select producing. Honestly, I don't really want it to select producing or whatever it's called, construction. I want it to pick research, but I won't get that picky. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay, so it did pick construction, which is a big bummer because I cannot actually afford to construct this. It cost me 10 at the moment, and I got 3. So we're doing construction and production. I cannot actually do the construction, but I can do the production. So we are at 11, 15, 20. 7 more heat. And 1 more. Yeah. Okay. Now, because I know it's doing basically production and research, I think I'm going to do the aquifer pumping. Yeah, we're going to do that. And so I will do construction. The other option is actions, but really, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do construction. For this, we'll do production, so well, keeping those 2. This cost me, what did I say, 10? Just put that here. And I like this, so now I can buy an ocean for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also got another mega credit production from this. And did I move my heat? 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, did not. Cool. Move my steel. So yeah, now I can build a ocean tile for 6 and build an ocean tile for 10. I like that. The second part of this bonus, and it's the first time I'm doing it, I could play an additional blue or red card, which I don't have. Otherwise, I'm just going to draw a card. And it is a food factory. Requires that you spend 2 plants, and during production phase, this produces 4 mega credits. Okay. Pretty good. Now, I think I'm going to... Oh, I did construction. Now I do the production. So I don't get the bonus this time. So it's 11 plus 6, so 17. I get 8 heat, which is a great amount. It's always nice when you get enough to move up the temperature. 1 more plant. Just slowly getting my plants here. Okay. Then we got 1 more. And it's going to do research. I'm going to do actions. I don't think it's worth me attempting to. I could produce again. No, I'm just going to show you 2 actions. And it is going to do research for sure. Okay, actions. So the first action I will do is my spin to bump up the oxygen. And then it says reconnection successful. So I hope I wasn't not recording and just talking to myself for a bit. Okay, so just did the oxygen. I am going to build an ocean for 6. Nice. Pay 6 and get 4 back. It's the only one of those, but always nice. And that. Next, I will buy an ocean for 10. It's still worth doing. I'm not going to be able to. How many actions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's close, but I think this is probably still better. Nice drawing a card. And drawing a card. Oh, bumping this. Okay. Now, let's spend 8 heat. It's funny because these could also give plants, and I haven't drawn any. And like 2 plants would have been enough to also get a plant. But okay, so I'm bumping the heat. Going there. And now I could buy a perimeter. It's almost too late to play these, though I know it's going to. Let's say that this one would pay itself off pretty quick. This one, probably not as much. So if I buy, let's say, heat, because this is significantly cheaper. I actually think I'm gonna. No, I'm not buying an ocean tile. That was a stupid thought. I'm gonna buy a temperature. Yeah. And we'll call that good. So this shuffles, and now I have a decision. How many more times am I going to get to do this? Like ideally, I want my cards to be action, action, action. Like from this point on, I'm pretty much rotating production and action. So that's 5 times. And I've got, what is it, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm going to do one more oxygen. We'll hope for the best. And yeah, for me, pretty much from now on, I'm going to be rotating production and oxygen and action. Depending on when their development comes out, these will most likely be played, but we'll see. And I do not want to see production right here. That is so painful. Man, I cannot tell you how painful that is. Crippling. Okay. Let me produce. So I'm going to get, what are we at? 16 plus 4 is 20. Plus 6 is 26. 5, 6. Man, crippling. That hurts so much. 8 heat. And the heat is at a bummer spot because I cannot do heat and this in one plant. Okay, that's it. Unfortunately, whoops, we only did production this phase. Now if it matches me on actions, that'll also sting. So let's see. Construction. Kind of a wasted phase for me, because I'm not having anything to construct. But at this point, I've kind of gone all in on the strategy that I'm doing. So we'll skip that and go straight to action. I want to pay my 4 to gain an oxygen. This. Pay, don't have that. Pay 6 to gain an ocean. 2 plants, okay. That will be enough to do a oxygen that way. Ooh, maybe I should have bumped the heat with him. Did the tile. Pay 10 to place another ocean. Get a plant and a credit. Bump here. Pay 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, because I was at 7, and then I got 3. Yep, that's right. So 8, bump up the oxygen as well. And I guess I'll bump up the temperature. This is going to cost me, 6 less. I'm going to bump up temperature, because if it gets development, I can always play that one. So 14 to bump up the temperature. Okay, that's it. I am choosing to go back to production. It is going to go to actions. Not worst case. From this point, I was pretty much spending resources as I bounce back and forth anyway. Whoops, I did all those anyway. But what I can do is my heat action again. So spin 4 to bump up, or excuse me, the oxygen again. Okay, there we go. Now we go into production. I'm at 22, 26, 32. My 8 heat. One plant. Yeah, that's it. Oh, forgot to use those, but that's okay. Now I am going to go back to action. It is going to do, it would do development very last, making it marginally worth doing. So my normal actions here. Let's do this one here, the 4 heat, which is a bummer because I'm at 7 there. 4 heat to bump up the oxygen. Let's spin the 6 that way. Spin the 6 to place an ocean tile. Draws a card and gains 1 plant. And then now I actually am not going to, oh, that should go up. I don't think I'm going to do this ocean here. I think I'm going to have enough cheaper oceans. Because I'll do actions at least 3 times, probably 4 times in the final set of 5 rounds. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Probably actually spend a little bit more, but that's okay. So now it's obvious I'm going to also hit this here, which is good. I think I probably overdid it once, but that's all right. So now I'm just going to buy temperature, and it costs 28. Ooh. I'm going to discard this for 3. Spend 25 plus that 3. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So 28 to bump up temperature twice. And that goes to 20. And now I have to do it this way. 6. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Last round. Oh, I'm sorry. I got all excited, didn't even do the researching. So I get to look at 4 cards and keep 1. Unless there's just something life-changing here. Raise the temperature 2 steps. It is a cheaper way to do it, so that's most likely what I'm going to hold on to. Max 3 oceans, don't even need to look at that. This is when you play events, you draw 2 cards. Very good, not good now. Giant asteroid, raise the temperature 2 steps and flip 2 oceans. Don't need to do that, so yeah, I'm going to keep lava flows. Yeah. And I'm definitely going to use that because it's just a cheaper way to bump up the heat, which I'm going to have to do a ton of. Kind of close, so I'm going to be really pushing that heat at the end. We'll see. Let's hope. The unfortunate thing is these are also going to give me plants, and I know I did go too far on pushing the plants with the AI, but that's all right. Last round, we are doing production and development because that is their card. And it's probably worth still developing this because it's going to cost me, that's 4 less, 6 less. It's going to cost me 3, and then I'm going to immediately produce afterwards. So yeah, cost me 3. We'll just discard this tectonic stress plate, or stress power, excuse me. And I also have to discard 2 plants. And I increase this by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, definitely worth it. Okay, then we're on to production. So I am at 26, 30, 40. It's looking decent. And I'll go 8 here. 1 plant. Beginning of the game, played 1 plant. Gatherer. And 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, just making sure I hadn't actually got another production. Okay, let's shuffle this up. We're for sure bumping up heat this time for that one. It's going to be close. I'm going to get to do 3 actions. Oh, this is here. Yeah, rounds 21, 23, and 25. I get to do actions, and I'll produce in between. Oh, I don't need to shuffle these. The last round of the game, you actually get to choose the order in which the AI plays. So I'm doing actions, and I'll be rotating between action and production. So I could do construction. Could go ahead and do research. Maybe just save for the, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do research and action. Yeah, because we'll wait to use their production in round 3 and kind of go into round 25, excuse me, round 23, and go into round 25 just with as much as we can. So actions and research. So actions, we're going to spend 4 heat to gain 1 oxygen. We're going to spend 8 heat to bump up the temperature. We're going to pay we'll do this one first, 10. No, I'm not doing that one at all. 6. Put one back here, 5. 6 to flip an ocean. Get my 2 plants. And then this lava flows card, bumping it up 2 steps. So let's I want to save 17, so we can spend up to 20, which isn't a lot, but it's enough for 1 temperature step. Or do I wait? No, I think I do it now. Yeah, I think I do it now. I'm going to get a card. It's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't do another step right now. Okay. So now we do research. I'm going to draw 4 cards, keep 1, unless there's just something greatly changing. Flip an ocean tile is not it. When you use an action, gain a mega credit. Great, not now. And then increasing production. So it doesn't matter. We'll keep this card, and we're really just using it for the mega credits at this point. I am going to produce. I will move this one at a time now. And it's going to do construction. Okay. So we will construct. I'm going to do lava flows, raising the temperature 2 steps for 17. Let's just turn in 22 and get a 5 back. And that goes 1, 2. 1, 2. Perfect. And then, yeah, that's it for construction. On to production. I am at 31 plus 4 is 35. Plus 10 is 45. I think I've got it. I think. Yeah, I just got 45. My 8 heat. My 1 plant. And then let's go on to actions here. And this is, it has gone 2 rounds. So we are now doing the 3rd round. Yeah, right here, 23. This is the round that I want it to do production. Really, I'm just going to get a big double production and go into the last round and hope I have enough. So, we're going to do actions and production. Actions first. Sorry, froze up for a second. I'm doing actions 2 more times. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's always better to do this, so I'll spend the 4 heat to do this. Going there, there. I will spend the 6 mega credits to build this ocean. Plant in 2, 2. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then now we'll just bump up the temperature as much as we can. So it cost 14. So 42 would be 3 times. Might always discard this. What was that? 3 times? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was actions. Now we go to production. I do not get the bonus for, so I am at 35 plus 10 is 45. Oh, made up the difference of it. 45. Give me my 8. Heat and 1 plant. That 1 plant should be enough to do that. So, okay. That is it for production. I will now have them do action while I do production. So we'll do the same 2 rounds there. So actions. I actually don't need to do the heat this way or the auction this way. I've got 8 plants. And these are 1 victory point tiles. Typically you'd have a whole bunch because you'd be making a bunch of trees. Instead I'm just somehow turning heat into oxygen. But yeah, so I bumped that up there. So my oxygen is maxed. I am good there. Let's go ahead and finish out the ocean. So I will spend 6 to play the last ocean there, which draws a card and gains a credit. And then we just spend another 42. I should have. 1 was removing the oxygen, 1 was from the ocean. Another 42 to do 3 more heat. 1, 2, 3. And I'm pretty much in the clear now. 1, 2, 3 there. Yeah, I can spend 8 heat. To go there. And I have done it. I have officially terraformed Mars. I did it in, what is this, round 23. Really, it's at this point basically game over. You can do minor things to like win more. Like if I were to play this card, you get an additional 2 points. You know, potentially I could draw a couple other cards and possibly something would give me another point or 2 like that. But ultimately, I don't really ever care about the points because it's just trying to push the parameters up. And the score is kind of irrelevant. It's either you do it or you don't. And so, yeah, that is it. I actually, it went pretty smooth. I actually probably could have done it a round or too sooner, maybe, if I didn't push auction all the way. I don't know. Either way, that was pretty good to have it done. Oh, I did it on round 24. Excuse me. Next round would be the last round anyway. So yeah, I had next round to essentially play this card. Actually, that's all I could do is after I play this to get an additional 2 points, and then that would be pretty much the game. Final score, you just like I would have. What do I have right now? I have 40. And then you just add up any extras. 1, 2, so 2. So 42 would have been my 45 would have been my final score. But yeah, that's really it. That was let me switch this. There we go. That was Terraforming Mars ARES Expedition. So I'll say a couple things here. The same with Terraforming Mars in general, regular Terraforming Mars. The solo is not my favorite solo. It is what it is. You kind of just solo it, right? It's you have 10 to 15 rounds to build a mini engine, and then every time I've ever played, it's the same type of thing. You produce, you do action. You produce, you do action. I had one time where I built up my research, so I was getting a ton of cards, but really it ended up being the same thing. I researched and did actions, and researched and did actions. Ultimately, the same thing. Research was just, I can't remember exactly how many I was drawing, but it was just credits, right? But I think ultimately, even that game, once you hit a point that your terraforming rating is high enough, producing is better, even if you didn't put anything into getting credits. And so, I don't know, the solo is just, it kind of is what it is for me. Now, the reason I really wanted to do this was, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I got, the big box expansion, and it is Foundation, Crisis, and what is, the one starts with a D? Discovery, that's what it is. So, Discovery, Foundation, Crisis. And I'm excited for that. I've opened it up, and that's how I got, these boards and various things, but I didn't really play with any of that other than the board and board extension. But the crisis of that, so Discovery adds, let me back up. Foundation adds a 5th and 6th player. It also adds these minor upgrades. I can't play, but to the research thing, very minimal gameplay added to that. Discovery adds a decent amount of gameplay. It adds actually a 4th metric. It's called infrastructure, and so you have to terraform Mars 4 ways. And I think in the multiplayer game, the regular game of it, that will be fun. It'll be better. But what I wanted to try was Crisis. Crisis added a actual real solo or it added a cooperative, and you can then play it solo, where you have event cards and things change and your parameters will go down, and you have to kind of struggle to maintain and terraform Mars, from my understanding. And so I'm very excited to look forward to that, because people are saying good things about it, and maybe it'll kind of make me enjoy playing this game solo a bit more, which I tend to play quite a few games solo. So for me, it's always a plus to have a good solo version of the game. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, but I wanted to get this playthrough kind of out there before I did that and added all the expansion. So that's what it was. Hopefully you enjoyed it, or at least hopefully you enjoyed seeing me play it, even if, like me, you don't find it the most engaging or intriguing solo. Hopefully you got something out of this. Other than that, that's all I have. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help us, help our channel grow, and I'll see you on the next one.